Hey Sarah, it's Rosemary. I saw your request on Facebook and I wanted to go through your feed and just see if I can give you just a little bit more direction and insight. You said that you do love talking to college age girls and also women your age in their 30s. And I think you're having a hard time kind of making that intersection between attracting your ideal audience and also staying true to yourself and the things that you love. And like I've said in the training before, sorry, that was my cat. She just sneezed. S'mores, go somewhere else. Like I said before in the training, it's definitely, you have to walk that fine line of it's about you, but it's about how you are serving your ideal audience. We want to make sure we are hitting those two viewpoints. And you don't have to be perfect at this every time. It's a learned thing. And you're only going to learn how to do it if you start somewhere, which is starting to create content. Now, here on your feed, there's photos of you, which is perfect. I'm assuming this is your husband or at least someone that's close to you. And those are things that are super important to be sharing, things that are political that are important to you as well, statements about Jesus and your faith. I think these are all things that are very, very important. But I also feel like there might be some ways to share these that may be a little bit more of an attractor to those college-aged women and even women in their 30s. It's not that they're not beautiful, they are. But if you're trying to refine kind of a look and an aesthetic to attract these college-age women, you probably should spend some time, find some college-age women that are already have a good relationship with you. So people that you might know in your neighborhood, and some, friends, children, or, your babysitter or your sister's friends or whoever it is that you're already in contact with. Because remember, there's real people behind this ideal audience, right? Yes, we're creating a dream client, but behind it all, we're hoping to find real actual people. And you can't just say, I want something that attracts college age women, because there's so many different kinds of college-aged women, right? So find people that you've worked with in the past that you would like to attract more of and take them to lunch, buy them a coffee and say, what are the different, DM them on Instagram. What are the different Instagram accounts that you're following right now that you love? Take a look at that, do the research, and find out the aesthetic that they're already attracted to. And you can kind of take that and fine tune it, hone it in, and see if you can remix your own aesthetic with something that's attracting them. Another way to do this in a very inclusive way would be to not only share yourself, because it is super, super important, like I've said, but also start including photos of women that do fit your ideal client audience. So other women that are your age, other women that are in college, do some little interviews, do some features, do some shout outs, find other Instagram accounts that are sharing things that are aligned with your brand, and feature them. Already looking at what you're sharing, because you are a faith-based Instagram account, you have books, you have artwork, you have political beliefs, you have things like that. I would encourage you to check out Laura Casey. She's also another faith-based Instagram account, and she's created products. She's created the not the Simplified Planner, that's Emily Lay. Oh, She Was Southern Weddings, that's who it was. So I would recommend looking into her aesthetic and seeing if that's something that you feel like is maybe aligned with you. And it doesn't have to be exact. Like I said, you might not love her same aesthetic. Let me show you hers actually now, because I'm screen sharing this so we can look at it together. And you might already be super familiar with Laura Casey, and if you are, great, but we're going to go here. So Grateful Wife, Gardener, Grace-Filled Goals. So she's not trying to attract 20-year-olds, but you can see where her aesthetic is just, it's very similar to yours. And it's just polished, and she talks about motherhood. So if that's not what you want to talk about, great. But you can imagine these things with 20-year-old women in college, meeting them, having a specific font and sharing those quotes that you have. And just being more, I think, intentional and just feeling like you are the editor of a magazine. What would the editor of a magazine put in their magazine, the visuals, to match, the magazine's aesthetic? So things like this would be awesome for college-age girls. Things like this for women your own age. Pictures of you here. You can see that it all ties together and it looks like it belongs in one magazine. And I feel like something like this could translate very, very easily to the things that you're sharing.